My name's Jude Kelly and I'm one of 4 daughters. I'm the second of 4 daughters. And growing up, I was always really aware that my father was incredibly encouraging to all of us. So I started to think about what happens if dads support daughters and what happens if dads don't really support daughters, and what difference does it make to your sense of position in the world as a woman. So I launched this Dads and Daughters project, and we're going to be talking to lots of different kinds of dads, lots of different kinds of daughters, and seeing what they feel the impact of their father's encouragement has been on their future life.
So this afternoon we've got 2 expert witnesses, right, of the EEG. So now in the Jala Museum they have...
My name is Osvaldo Montoya. I am from Nicaragua. Most of my work is about engaging men and boys for gender equality and violence prevention. My daughter has been extremely impactful in my life. She has told me about not pleasing people. I'm too person pleaser to some extent, and she came with this more rebellious attitude toward life, toward authority, that I'm learning from, really, to respect that, how she challenges authorities, how she challenges norms.
I'm Theresa Montoya. I am 16 years old and I am a high school student in my sophomore year. I hope I can teach my dad, along the way, I hope he can learn the type of person that I am. I feel like every girl that has a dad should be able to have a really tight relationship with their dad to be able to succeed. The founder of Dope Black Dads came in. I found it very inspiring that out of his experience from being a father, he created an organization and a group in order to be able to support other dads in their journey to being fathers and being involved and protect their kids and let them do what they want to do.
My name is David Ivanovich. I'm a writer for the Times newspaper in London. I'm here with my daughter, so there's a chance that I might actually learn something in this environment about what she thinks about it all. And the idea that there is a typical family out there. You know, we all think of the Bisto family, if you're of a certain kind of generation, as the kind of advertising family as being your norm. And we all of us fall so far from that kind of notion of normal.
I'm Lilly Ivanovich. I just finished a master's in psychology, having done my undergrad in classics. I hope that my dad will get more of an idea that I do appreciate him, and I have noticed the ways in which he's tried to incorporate feminism into his raising of me. Because I'm gay, my children probably won't have a dad, they won't have a male parent, so I'm quite interested in learning what people are getting from their dads, and how I could think in the future about providing that for my kids.
My name is Elmer Dixon. I'm president of Executive Diversity Services. I live in Seattle, Washington. I became a Black Panther, and of course in the Black Panther Party it was important that men and women had the same roles, and we didn't segment into women duties or men duties. My daughter has as have my other daughters, she's taught me that it's important to listen more closely. I consider myself a good listener, but I'm not as good as I think I am. I learn from her, every day.
My name is Angola Dixon. I own a company called Circle Pulse, and I do restorative practices, and I facilitate talking circles. I'm hoping my dad can learn deeper empathy from me through this weekend, empathy for women in general, but also for his daughters, because I've noticed that my father's relationship with women in community is much more open than his relationship with his daughters. He's much more strict with us.
My name is Charlie Conde. I am an actor, writer, father, activist, procrastinator. Because somebody who has learned as a gay man, has learned to kind of find my own place in society and the expectations that society puts on me. I can now see that my daughter will and does struggle from the same confinement, I suppose, and that's something that I find very interesting. We were asked yesterday actually what we thought our daughters were trying to teach us, or what we thought that they had taught us, and it was interesting to see that most of the fathers in the room said, I'm not sure they are trying to teach us anything. And then all of the daughters kind of said, we absolutely are.
Hi, my name's Marvin Harrison and I'm the founder of Dope Black Dads. The main thing I've learned since I've arrived is that actually the connection between fathers and daughters, especially in the older years, completely shifts. And I can see the dynamics in the room of the fathers and them also almost being an equal with their children.
My name is Shashank Munnetra. I am here in the capacity of the founder of Jagrati Yatra, a train journey which Jude has attended a few years. One of the things which struck me, which I'd never thought about, is that when my daughter asks me about something, I should not get into a problem-solving mode. What they're looking for is emotional response, not a rational or a practical or a utilitarian response. Actually, what they're really looking for is a listening ear. I think they can solve their own problems. We often become problem solvers and therefore they become dependent on the rest of society. The possibilities that the girls open up for our family, for society, for my country are probably bigger than those that boys have.
My name is Aisha. I'm a student studying PPE and I'm also a daughter, hence I'm here. Will he see this?
Shit, yeah.
We think. It's been a very good experience to also listen to my dad more, see his views on gender equality, which is something that we do talk about, but nothing in depth. I think my dad can learn to maybe be more involved with more modern perspectives. I'm sure he can absorb more of the ideas that the present youth are presenting. Also, we did discuss empathy would be an interesting trait which he can maybe utilize a bit more.
I'm Gary Barker. I'm the director of Promundo, an international NGO that works to engage men and boys for gender equality. How do we add the evidence to the empathy? We've got the evidence of men's caregiving and how much we need it to achieve gender equality. And I think this conversation about fathers and daughters brings us a huge lift around the empathy. That is men's personal stake in this. So it's a political cause, but if maybe feminism was the personal to the political in some ways, this makes us go from the political of equality as the needed thing to the personal, which is why we as individual men and fathers also have a stake in this.
This is a very powerful project, potentially. Daughters clearly have an enormous ability to influence their fathers. Far more, the fathers admitted, than their own partners do. The daughters can't be blamed for a history of bad negotiation. There is clearly something about the tenderness, the love, the obligation, the responsibility, and the desire for their good opinion that fathers have around daughters. And that's made conversations about equality very rich, fruitful, and I think given fathers a sense that they can galvanise their own ideas and contribute more than they've currently done.